Welcome to part 3 of a 3-part series on upgrading your RV, in my case a fifth wheel, from the standard flooded acid battery to a lithium iron phosphate. Part 1, we went through the process of determining which way we were going to go, which batteries we were going to use, and then I bought the equipment, brought it in, took a quick look at it. Part 2, we removed and replaced the existing AC converter, AC to DC converter, and battery charger from the one that came with the rig to one that's specifically designed for lithium iron phosphate batteries. And then today in part 3, we're going to be installing the battery and getting it up and communicating via Bluetooth, which will probably be the hardest thing, is downloading for me, downloading the app and then getting to work with the app. And anyway, outside is just nasty. So let's get out there, let's get the battery installed, and then go from there. So this is where my battery is. It's up in the forward hall, forward storage area, just underneath the bed and stuff up here. First thing we got to do is get this battery here out, which, believe it or not, may be the hardest part of the job. And I'm going to be in your way, sorry. Yeah, it's a little heavy. So this is the battery that was in it, and it has 81 amp hours on it when it's in good shape. We're replacing it with one with 230 amp hours. So let me get this out of here and get the battery box out of here, and then I'll bring you back. We got the old battery out, and I was sliding the new battery around, trying to figure out, did I want to put it this way, did I want to put it that way, how I wanted to do, how I was going to mount it. Had to figure all that out. So one thing I did find out is that my negative cable was too short. So I ran down and bought me a new negative cable. And fortunately, they're just mounted on studs right here. So the red one goes in. I think these are resettable circuit breakers for protection. So those are there. And the negative just is all this stuff here. So it's going to be fairly easy to put a new one in. Now these are 4 gauge that I got because I just went to an auto parts center, and I'm replacing 6 gauge. So this is a much thicker battery. Oh, my kitty's coming. So pretty soon my cat will probably jump up here and show me how to do all this stuff correctly. All right, so let's get this battery in here. Now I got to tell you, we got weather coming, and it's going to be the first snow of the season. So the temperature's dropping, and it's starting to get unpleasant. So let's knock this out and get inside and watch some football. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? I'm there, and you're looking. If I put my arm up like that, you can't see anything. So I'll do it real quick. I learned that saying from my daughters whenever they wanted anything, is let me do something real quick. Real quick. Okay. This will only take a second. Slide it up, stack it up. Get everything lined up. My God, is that an eye? Yeah, it's an eye, so I got to get it in there. So I got everything stacked up. Got the new big cable on the bottom, I think. Yep, there we go. This washer here is caught. There we go. So, wow. I'm going to have to put each one of these on individually because everything is just hanging up. So that one's on, that one's on, that one's on, that one's on, and here's the Here's the new ground cable, finally getting to it. And there we go. Let's zip this in. And we are done. This is both hot, both hot. That is now my new ground. And there's a lip right here on this piece, so I'll be able to run the cables in back here and then pop them up. All right, so bend these guys a bit. And there we go. Okay, and this guy will just follow up on this guy. We're almost there. I need to put this cover back on, so give me a minute and I'll get that back on. It's just held in place with 2 screws. I see one, which means, oh, there's the other one. So good, I didn't lose anything. How was this on? This was on like this. All right. Let's see if I can get it in there. I can't see. There we go. That one's in. That one's lined up. So I'll grab the other screw and run it in. There we go. So we've got the cables in. We've got, it's literally ready to drop the battery in. However, what I want to do is, this is the battery box. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to take this, I'm going to split it in half. Why? Because I'm cheap. I don't want to buy a double battery box. I mean, come on. So I'm going to split it in half. I'll put half here, half over here, and we'll put the battery in it. If it doesn't make sense, it'll make sense when I come back and you see it installed. So let me go get this guy cut in half, and I'll be right back. Well, here you go. I cut my battery box in 2. Now, this half, there's a hole here already, so I'm going to slide this in there, and it's already got a hole for the screw. So I'll get all this stuff out of the way, and I can simply drop the existing screw, or the screw that was used before, right in the old hole, in at least that one hole. Okay, that's good. So that's done. But because this was held on with 3 screws, and 2 are in this and 1 in this, I'm going to drill another hole and put another screw in. And I'm going to do that just as soon as I correctly chuck my bit up. Come on, there we go. It wasn't in all the way. Okay. Okay, so that's in. And there's something I want to talk to you about, the screws. I'm using a self-tapping flathead, okay? That's important. Even though the bottom of this has some little raised plastic nubs that the battery will sit on, you don't want a big screw head sticking up, because this thing's going to be vibrating. It'll eat right through it. So, flathead self-tappers. Okay, and they're in there pretty good. Now I got to do the other side. Here's the other side. And I'm just going to take it and put it all the way over here. Sort of kind of get it lined up. So I think that'll work right there. Yeah, I think that'll work. If not, well, we'll have to do something else. So let me drill a couple holes here and get the screws in. There's one. There we go. That one's in. Let me drill another one, get another one in. And we're good.
I had to go buy some because I knew I only had 3. And I wasn't sure those would go back in, so I went and bought some more. Sheet metal, not wood. I'm gonna have to get my elbow in your way here. And we are good. Okay, so the next step will be to get the battery in. If all goes well, it'll drop right in. If not, I'll have to adjust the spacing on these because I kind of skipped that step. So, and I think it might actually be easier for me to install it from the other side because, you know, I'm not as young as I used to be. Well, let me see. This here shouldn't weigh, this here actually weighs less than the old battery. Get the orientation correct. Red there, black here. And let's hope it fits. I'm pretty sure it will. And there it goes. It's installed. The next thing is just hook up the batteries and test it. Oh, I forgot something. Phone. I have to go get my phone. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the app downloaded, and according to the app, before I do anything with registering it or getting it connected to the app, I have to just set these guys up here. I have to charge the battery first, so I'm going to do that first. We'll get it connected up, we'll get it charged up, and we'll go from there. Wow. Boy, when it gets cold, my hands just do not work. So I've always been taught when you hook up a battery, you hook the positive side up first. And the reason for that, as explained to me, was that if you hook up the red first, your positive first, oh, where'd that go? And your red slips, it's no big deal because your ground's not connected. Whereas if you hook the ground up first and you're working on the positive and it slips, it could arc and spark. So anyway, that's what I was taught. Of course, you have to realize I was taught that about 50 years ago. So, hooking the red wire up to the red. Wow. And get everything all twisted around so it'll lay flat. Got that. I'll put you on top because you're easier to bend. Get it started. There we go. Man, I am really struggling today. Okay, I gotta bend these so they fit better. Got a weird angle of attack to it, so I can't get it to lay flat. Okay, so I got that one ready. Let's see if I can get this other guy ready. Okay. There we go. 10 millimeter? No, I'm sorry, 13 millimeter wrench. Okay, now I have everything in the fifth wheel turned off, okay, because I want this thing to charge without any draws on it overnight. So we'll be finishing this up in the morning. Red on red, that's supposed to go on there. Isn't that pretty? And we'll do the the ground side. It's got to come in just like that. Now I'm going to run and get my meter, and I'm going to get a reading on this battery, just as it sets. I probably should have done it before I connected everything up, but too late. There we go. Let me run and grab my meter. Okay, I'm going to take this negative post off here and just measure the battery, because I don't know. I thought they shipped them at 40%, 40 to 50%. But this guy may be flat, which again is not a problem because of the design of the battery. These batteries are good for 4,000 cycles. So if you do the math on that, let's say you ran it down flat every day, 4,000 times. How many years is that? 365? Is that about 12 years? So anyway, that's why I bought this battery. I'm probably off on my math. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, it has 3 volts in it. So I'm going to hook it up. I'm going to put the charger on it overnight and come back out here tomorrow and finish this process. Well, it's the next day. The reason it's the next day is the battery had to charge overnight. So it charged. Actually, it only needed like 5 hours. I wasn't coming out here last night. So I plugged it in. It charged overnight. I downloaded the app. And I got ready for today. So I came out here today, and it is, the wind's blowing. It's like, I don't know, real cold. And then throw the wind on that, and it's just cutting right through you. So now, I've downloaded the app, okay? And you have to register the product, okay? And it's a little bit more than that. I'm sure they're tracking all your data and all the stuff that we don't want them to do. I'm sure they're doing it. But they need to tie that specific battery to your app. So there's 2 ways to do it. There's the OCR code, QCR code. There's that speckled little square thing on the top. Or there's Bluetooth. So here's my thought. Since it's Bluetooth, I should be able to do it inside the rig too. So let's see if I can do it. So let's go. I'm going to click on the app. And believe it or not, it already did it. I must have clicked on something yesterday without knowing it. And look at that. There's my battery. And it's plugged in and it's charging and it's going. It's at 90%, a 96% state of charge. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'll do my best. 96% state of charge. That's this button. Let me click to see what that is. No, I don't want to do that. So let's not do that. And I was hoping that it would have a little bit more information about it. I guess you just got to know how to do it. So let me go back. Okay, so you download the app, you charge the battery, you put your stuff in, you put a password in, and then using Bluetooth, boom, there you go. There's my battery. Now, if you want to see, this gives you just the basics, okay? Click on the battery, and there you go. There's all the details on your battery. It's blinking balance here, which means it's balancing the batteries in there all by itself. You don't have to do that. Click on cells. Well, looks like Ron Swanson there is telling me they're normal, so I hit got it, and then we'll hit BMS, Battery Management System, and another version of Ron Swanson tells me it's good, it's normal.
So there you go. That was easy, you know? So I guess that's it. As I just rattle my mic with my glasses here. So I guess that's it. You now know why I chose this battery. That's in part one. You saw me install the charger converter, and you saw me install the battery. And now you just saw me literally take 2 minutes and get the app going. Piece of cake. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to combine all 3 videos into a compilation video, and it's going to be 30-40 minutes long. The reason I broke it up is not a lot of people want to sit around and watch a 30 or 40 minute video if they just want to know how to swap a charger or put a battery in or something like that. Anyway, there you go. I'm done. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments, because I'm sure I didn't cover everything. I mean, I rarely do. Put them down in the comments. Now, comments about pricing, don't even go there. Your pricing is going to depend on where you live and the stores that you can buy stuff from, okay? And it's also going to depend on your tax base in that area. And when you're spending $400, $500 on some equipment, 10% is $50. So if you're in a 10%, it's going to be $50. If you're like me in a 3.25%, because I live in the middle of nowhere, it's a bit less. Also, the battery's not sponsored. I get nothing from them. They don't know who I am. They didn't send me anything. I've never had any correspondence with them. I paid for that out of my own pocket, okay? They have a good website. Comes with a 5-year warranty. 5-year warranty. It's good for 4,000 cycles, okay? The battery's rated for 10 years, but it comes with a 5-year warranty. AGMs and glass mats are AGMs or flooded. You're lucky if you get a year or 2 warranty on it. So 5 years is pretty good. They have their own website. And if you're a veteran, active military, I don't know if they do first responders, 8% discount, boom, wipes your tax out. So like I said, if you have any questions on anything, put it down in the comments, let me know, okay? Thanks.